Hare Krishna. So first of all, I would apologize. I really forgot about the session. Um, so Sutra 41, we begin Sandhi Prakarana. Sarva Prakarana Vyapi Varna Matra Nimittakah Varno Varno Vikarah Sandhi Syad Vishayapekshakah Kvachit. Sandhi is Sarva Prakarana Vyapi. सर्वेषु प्रकरणेषु व्याप्तः इति. It pervades all the chapters of grammar, which means whether it's noun, it's verb, it's compounding, or be it any chapter, any topic in Sanskrit grammar, sandhi is applicable anywhere and everywhere. Prakarana means adhyaya, right? So sarva adhyaya vyapi also you can say. It's all pervasive. And how is sandhi caused? Varna matra nimittakah. Sandhi is caused by a letter, a varna. We'll see that. And sandhi itself is the transformation of a letter. Varnaha vikaraha sandhi syad. Transformation of a letter. It can be a deletion, it can be some replacement, or it can be insertion. Three kinds of transformations. So in this way, this is a little definition of sandhi.
Prabhuji, 41 doesn't have a rule. It's
Yeah, it's just
yeah,
like
it's just like got it.
theory. Sutra 42. दशावतार एकात्मके मिलित्वा त्रिविक्रमः. If the sutra says, Sutra 42, if, so first of all, Sandhi, let's say we have two words, Krishna and Arjuna. So Sandhi takes place between the last letter of the first word and the first letter of the second word. Sandhi always takes place between these two letters, the last letter of the first word and the first letter of the second word. So Sutra 42 says, if the first letter is Dashavatar, what is Dashavatar?
A, I, U, J, L.
Okay, Dasha, Dasha.
Okay, Dasha.
So if the first letter is Dashavatar, Dashavatara ekatmake. So, and if the second letter is its ekatmaka, Dashavataras ekatmaka, then the result will be both the letters, they will become the Trivikrama version of that Dashavatara. For example, let Krishna and Arjuna. Krishna plus Arjuna. In Krishna, we have A. Does this A, is this A Dashavatara? Yes, it
Yes,
is.
it is.
Bro, my voice
Bro,
is
my voice is
going. Maybe some device.
Daddy.
So Krishna ends with A, which is a Dashavatara, and Arjuna begins with A. Arjuna begins with A. So is this A in Arjuna? Is this A ekatmaka of the previous A? Yes, it is. Thus, both the letters will become the Trivikrama version So the Trivikrama of A is A. So both the letters will be replaced by the Trivikrama version. So that would be Krishna Arjuna in this way. Krishna Arjuna. So we can have the following groups. For example, so we can have the set of this or the set of this or the set of this or so we can have any of these combinations and the result will be the long A or sorry, the long Trivikrama, the Trivikrama letter. So now in each of these formulas, equations, we can have four possibilities. A plus A, we can have A plus A, we can have A plus A, or it can be A plus A, or it can be A plus A. Either of these four possibilities could be there in each, for each one. I'll just do the first one. So A plus A, we already did Krishna and Arjuna, right? Krishna, Arjuna. For the second one, let's say Jiva Goswami gives example. Radha plus Agata. Okay. First place A, second place A. So becomes Radha Gata. A plus A, let's say Anaya Radhito, no. Krishna, Krishna Aradhana. Okay. Krishna Aradhana. So A, short Vamana A and Trivikrama A becomes Krishna Radhana. And the last one, let's say, uh, I'm just giving random example. Radha plus Amba. A, Trivikrama A and Vamana A becomes Radhamba. Similarly, for each one of these, we'll have these four possibilities, and the result would be the long version, the Trivikrama version. Clear? So this is Dashavatara Ekatmake Militva Trivikrama. Dashavatara Ekatmake Militva Trivikrama. So when the Dashavatara is followed by its Ekatmaka, so then they Militva. Militva means they meet. They are merged and then they become the Trivikrama version. So this was Sutra 42. You can go through the other examples which Jiva Goswami gives in the book. Afterwards, now in the scriptures, shlokas, tikas, commentaries, we see such forms where sandhis have already been done. So there we are expected to split them. Okay, let me just show you one more thing. So see, being devotees, what is our purpose of studying Sanskrit? Our purpose is simple that we can relish, we can understand the scriptures just by studying them without taking help of translations, the shlokas, the commentaries. So, in order to fulfill that purpose or achieve that purpose, I have put it into four steps. So, there are four steps to decode any Sanskrit text. I'll share this PDF with you.
Yeah, thank you, Ravi. That was my question. Go ahead.
So, there are four steps to decode any Sanskrit text, which I think is the best method to present. First, You have to identify the letters, the words, and properly read them. This is the very first step, because many times we face problem even in identifying, reading, pronouncing them well, right? So first step is to identify them and read them properly, accurately. For example, I've given these two words. The first one is Karana with a Vamana A, and the second one is Karana with a Trivikrama A. They look alike. They look same, but they are not because of this Vamana and the Trivikrama A and A, and the meanings are also different. So if we misidentify, mispronounce, then the meanings will change. That's why identification, reading them properly is very crucial in order to understand the meanings. Second step is, like I have given this line 111, Bhagavatam, Janmadhyasya. Second step is that we have to split the sandhis. We have to split the words. We have to take out individual units, individual words from that shloka or commentary, whatever it is. For example, I have done this here. So it is Janma plus Adi. You can just see here. Plus Asya plus Yataha plus Anvayat plus Itarataha plus Cha plus Artheshu plus Abhignaha plus Swarat. Okay. So this is step two, that we have to do this split up, which is called Pada Vichhed or Sandhi Vichhed. In Sanskrit, we call it Pada Vichhed or Sandhi Vichhed. Vichhed means to split, Pada means the word. So we split the words apart, all of them. So this is step two. So this Sandhi, which we are doing now, or which we just begun, this will help us in step two, in splitting the words apart. Then after we have done this Pada Vichhedaha, then comes the point, step three, where we have to identify the meanings of each individual word, whether they are nouns, verbs, pronouns, adjectives, whatever they are. We have to identify, understand, know the meaning of each individual word. And for that, the whole grammar is there. Chapter 2, Chapter 3, Chapter 4, Chapter 5, Chapter 6, Chapter 7. The whole grammar is about understanding the meaning, the roots of each individual words.
When you said chapter 7, it means till 1200 sutras, or it
I'm
is
sorry.
before that one? When you said chapter 7 means these are the total chapters in Madhyama,
Yeah, yeah.
that's what you.
Even
Okay.
Brihat or Madhyama, both the books, they have 7 chapters. Only the number of sutras differ. So step three is to understand uh, the meanings of each individual word. If it is noun, so which ending, which gender, which vachana. If it's a pronoun, then the indeclinables, adjectives, compounds, whatever they are. And if it is a verb, so which tense, which person, which mood, and so on. And after we have identified the meaning of each individual word, then the last fourth step is to identify the collective meaning, which is called Anvaya, the process of Anvaya, right? First, we have understood the individual meaning, and then we thread them into a single meaning, sentence wise, collective meaning. So, so this process is called Anvaya. When we, for example, in shlokas, the shlokas are like poems in English, kavya. So in shlokas, verses, the elements of a sentence like subject, object, verb, adjective, pronoun. Ideally, in a sentence, there is a structure, sequence to be followed. Subject comes first, verb comes at the end, and like that. But in shlokas, they all are scattered without following any proper sequence. The subject is somewhere else in the third line, object maybe in the second line, verb in the first line. It's all scattered. So when we put all those elements into sequence, so that is called the process of Anvaya. So the process of Anvaya, uh, poem into prose. So Anvaya can be translated as prose order. It refers to the logical connection of words as to how different words relate with each other to convey a significant meaning or idea of a sentence. For example, Hanti Ramah Ravanam. Hanti means killing, Rama is Ram, Ravanam is Ravana. So it's not a proper order according to what we say. So when we do the Anvaya, then the order is Ramah Ravanam Hanti. Rama is killing Ravana in Sanskrit. So this is the fourth step, that we identify the collective meaning of the verse. So these are the four steps. So Sandhi, which we just begun, it helps us with the second point to split the words. Before, because unless we know the exact words, we can't go for knowing the meanings of those words. So Sandhi is very important. Okay, I've shared this in the group also, this file. Okay.
Prabhuji, one thing in the identify pronunciation, you have put that Rama and Ram.
Okay.
Is there a difference between those?
Yeah. So ideally it is Rama ending with
Hmm.
Ramana. But generally we tend to skip the pronunciation of the last We will say Ram and not
Hmm.
Rama. Mostly the Indian devotees, the Indian people. We won't say Parama, we'll say Param. And like that, we tend to always skip the from
Hmm.
any Aramanta Shabda. So that's why I was putting it there. So it's
Okay.
Rama, not Ram.
Okay. Yeah.
Then, so our purpose is to perfect those four steps ultimately, and then to be able to read, relish, enjoy, understand the scriptures, the verses, the commentaries, right? The second sutra is Advaya Midvay A. Sutra 43 says, if at the first place we have Advaya means a and a. Advaya means a and a, followed by Idvaya. If we have Advaya and Idvaya, then both the letters, they are replaced by the letter A Rama. They become A Rama. For example, um, let's say
Parameshwara, I was thinking.
Parama
Param and Ishwar and Ishwar.
Ishvaraha becomes Parameshvaraha. A and E becomes A Rama, Parameshvaraha. Similarly, Suresha, Mahesha, Rajesha, Raja plus Isha becomes Rajesha. And likewise, Again, there are four possibilities in this. So for each one, we'll replace them with A Rama. So that's 43. Advai Midvai A. Any other example you could think of for this? Like Gajendra. Gajendra is another example. Gaja plus Indra. Gajendra. And likewise.
So how to know whether a word has to be broken also or not? Like for example, Parameshwara we know sort of, or yeah, Ramesh we know sort of, but Gajendra, I mean one
So
how to
it a lot of reading along with for example, you're reading Bhagavatam, Prabhupada's Bhagavatam, read the shlokas, and when you're reading the shlokas, make sure that you're reading the synonyms and paying attention to the Sanskrit vocabularies, the words. So more reading will help. Basically, spending more time with the language. Everything opens up. Everything opens up. So spending more time with the language, and language will bless us. Especially Sanskrit is eternal language. Aksharas are eternal. I was mentioning that these aksharas are as good as Krishna. Krishna is also akshara. Akshara means one who never destroys. Akshara. Naksharati iti akshara. So just like Krishna is eternal, so the subject, these letters, a, I, ka, kha, ga, they are also eternal. So Krishna is Satchidanand. So these letters or this Vidya, uh, we can for surely say that this is Sat, eternal. And also we can say this is Chit. The jnana is there. I'm not sure Ananda is there or not. But Jiva Goswami does say in the first Mangala Charanam, Twaritam Vitare Desha Tat Sahityadi Jamodam. Amod. He actually mentions about Amod. So Ananda part is also there in the language, or as a byproduct or a product of this language, outcome of this language. So in that way, somewhat similar to Krishna. So point is, language also blesses us. The scripture blesses us. So spending more time with the language, and language helps. We develop it, cultivate it, basically. Cultivate. Next sutra is Udvay O. Udvay O. Udvay O, if we have Advaya at the first place and Udvaya at the second place, then both the letters they become O. O Rama. For example,
to
Maha Utsavah. So we have Maha ending with A, Utsavah beginning with U. So A and U becomes O, becomes Mahotsavah. Any other example you could think of? Purushottama, okay, Purusha. Uttamaha becomes Purushottamaha.
I had one question.
Yeah.
So how to understand when to pick up the previous sutra and continue with it, and when to it's a new sutra completely. Like in
Sorry,
this,
picking up meaning?
so in this, if you see, we are continuing from the previous sutra. Like Adve Idve is A, and then it's only Udve O. But you started with, actually
Hmm.
the sutra is Udve O.
Mm-hmm.
So how to know that, okay, from previous one we have to pick up the
So in short, the commentaries they tell us that what is being carried forward from which
Okay.
sutra, and it also tells us it will be carried forward till when.
Okay, okay,
Sutras does mention, they do
okay,
mention. So for example, here Jiva Goswami in his commentary he mentions Advayamatra Purvato Anuvartate, which means the word Advayam is in this sutra is carried forward from the previous sutra. So he's mentioning in the commentary. So that's why commentaries are there.
okay.
Hmm.
Thank you, Prabhu.
So that was Sutra 44 Udvay O. Again, four possibilities are there. The result is O. Okay. Then Sutra 45 Ridvay Ar. Sutra 45 says if there is Advaya at the first place, followed by Ridvaya. Again, this concept of carrying forward in Sanskrit we call it anuvritti. This process of carrying forward we call it anuvritti. Anuvritti. And why anuvritti is important in Sanskrit? Again, to to compact, to make the sutras as compact as possible. So anuvritti is one of the features, or how can you say? Um, Anuvritti is one of the elements which is used for compactness of the sutras. Because otherwise, that Advaim Advaim would have to be repeated and the sutras would be longer than what they are. So Advaya and Ridvaya becomes Ar. Example, Raja, Rishi. Raja, Rishi. Raja ends with A, Rishi begins with Ri. So A and Ri becomes Ar. So it becomes Rajarshi. Rajarshi. Similarly, Devarshi, Maharshi, all such words, Deva plus Rishi, Devarshi, Maha plus Rishi, Maharshi, Sapta plus Rishi, Saptarshi, and such combinations. So Advaya and Ridvaya becomes Ar. Okay. This 46, Sutra 46, you can skip. 47, Ridvaya Al. So 47 says, if you have Advaya followed by Ridvaya, so both Advaya and Ridvaya, both the letters they become Al. Example, Jiva Goswami gives here. Yamuna plus Lri Karayate. So A and Ri becomes Al. So it becomes Yamunal Karayate. This is very rare combination, but still it's there. Yamunal Karayate. Yamunal Karayate. Okay. Then Sutra 48. If we have Advaya followed by Advaya, that's A and I. So the outcome is both the letters will become I. Both the letters will become I. An example, Bhoga plus Aishwarya. Bhoga ends with A. Aishwarya begins with I. So A and I becomes I. So we get Bhogaishwarya. Bhogaishwarya Prasaktanam Gita. So Bhogaishwarya.
Jiva is also another I was thinking.
Okay. Cha plus Eva becomes Chaiva. Sada plus Eva becomes Sadaiva. Tatha plus Eva Tathaiva. In this way, many examples for this Sandhi. Edvay I. Then next sutra is if there is Advaya followed by Odvaya, then becomes Au. If there is Advaya and Odvaya, so it becomes Au. Example, Vraja. Vraja Okasaha. This is from 10th canto. Aho Bhagyam, Nanda Gopa. So Vraja and Okasaha. So Vraja ends with A, Okasaha begins with O. So A and O becomes Au. So it will be Vrajau Kasaha. Nanda Gopa Vrajau Kasaha. And what is the verse afterwards? Aho Bhagyam, Nanda Gopa Vrajau Kasaha. Yasya Param Brahma. Yanmitram Paramanandam. Something. Yanmitram Paramanandam. Purna Brahma Sanatanam.
Purnam Brahma Sanatan.
Purna Brahma Sanatanam. So Vrajau Kasaha. Let's say Maha Aushadhihi. So it becomes Mahaushadhihi. A and Au becomes Au. So just one thing, for example, see, I begins with A. So never understand that it is only A, it is I. You know. Similarly, Au begins with A in English, you know. So it might look like this is just the vowel A, but it's Au. So Mahaushadhi.
Krishna plus Utsavam, Krishnotsavam.
What, Prabhu?
Krishna plus Utsavam, Krishnotsavam.
That will come
No,
here.
that is O.
That
Oh.
will come in 44.
Oh, okay.
Like Shravana Utsava, they do in Mayapur. So Shravana Utsava, Shravana Utsava, Kirtan Utsava, that's 44. So that's 49. Odvai out. So 42, 43, 44, 45, 47, 48, 49. Then Sutra 50. Okay, one more Sutra just will do. Sutra 50. Now, until now, like from 42 until 49, we kept Advaya at the first place, and then we kept changing the vowels at the second place, right? Advaya was at the first, and then we were changing at the second place. Now in 50, we're changing at the first place. If we have Idvaya at the first place, followed by any Sarveshwara at the second place, then the change is the Sarveshwara remains the same. Idvaya, whatever Vamana or Trivikrama E, that E will become Ya. That E will become Ya Rama. Just Ya. There is no A in there. the E or E will become ya. Example, iti, iti adi. So E followed by A, Sarveshwara. So E becomes ya. So it becomes ityadi, ityadi. More examples.
Shakno,
Janmadi
Shaknasati.
asya. First 1.1.1 Bhagavatam. So E plus A. So E becomes ya. So Janma Dyasya. Janma Dyasya. Ya. But if we have Idvaya and Idvaya following, then we will not apply Sutra 50. Then we will apply 42. Dashavatare Militva Trivikrama. So we can say Sarveshwara excluding Idvaya, minus Idvaya. We can actually say that. Okay? So Idvaya becomes Ya Rama. And there are many examples given. This sandhi is also very common. All these sandhis are very commonly used throughout.
This
Throughout.
Arama without Arama, right, Prabhu? So
What is
this
that?
Ara, just A, right? It is no A. You are saying it's no A is included in it, right? Just a consonant, a pure consonant.
Yeah. It's just Ya.
Yeah. Okay.
Pure
Means
consonant.
why we write like YA, right? Something like that.
Yeah, but here only Ya. Pure consonant.
Oh, okay, okay.
So basically, when we the words will be Janmadyasya. So we should understand that there is a breakage here. Janmadi and Asya like that.
Yes.
And Y has to be replaced by I.
Yes. E Rama.
Yeah. Janmadyasya.
Then similarly, mm, okay, I think we'll just stop here. So for the next week, you memorize from Sutra 42 till you can memorize till this Sarveshwara Sandhi from 42 till Sutra 60. Yeah, till 60. 60. So this memorization is for the next week. Some 18, 19 sutras. Okay, so just go through the sutras, and there are some websites where you can practice sandhis. There is this app also. I'm just sharing the link 1 second. So I have shared 2 links. So this is the Sandhi app. One link is for the Apple devices and another for Android. So here you can practice sandhis. They will show you the forms. You have to select one of the 4 options. Yeah. So whatever we have done, there is a section for that. Just try to scroll and maybe I can just show once. Just 1 second.
Oh, that will be helpful.
Oh, actually, the device has is switched off. No battery. I'll have to charge and it will take time. But you can just download and try to do practice. It's easy, very easy. Okay, so we'll resume
Okay,
the
Prabhu.
next. Okay, so the next week also, just 1 second. The next week, uh, because I'm here in Mayapur since till 5th. On 5th, my train is there. 6th evening, I will reach Vrindavan. So today is 28th. Next Tuesday is 3rd and Wednesday is 4th. Again, so next week also we'll have to do the same timings. Just one more week. Same timings.
Okay. Yes, bro.
Then onwards, we'll move back to that original timings. So, Achyut Chaitanya Prabhu, kindly mention
Yes,
about
bro.
the
Right now I'm
timings
writing
for
it.
the next
Yes,
week
bro. I'm putting
and
it.
also the homeworks, the Sandhi app
Yes, bro.
plus the memorization of sutras.
Yes. Yes, bro.
Oh, Hare Krishna.
Okay,
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
One second.
Okay.
Jai Hind.